I've half my roller set in, and I want to kind of show you guys a different method to do the roller set. So when you roller set, normally what you do is take the parts, roll the hair up, and then do the pins. But I'm going to show you guys a different method. It's what I call the underhand method. And you know, like when you play softball or baseball or whatever, or even basketball, when you kind of throw the ball underhand, it's like an easier way as opposed to doing a full overhand throw. So for me, the overhand roller set, the regular roller set that goes this way, it's a little more difficult. So I'm going to show you guys kind of like the easier method, especially for those of you who are just kind of still trying to learn the roller set and, you know, how to do it right and how to make sure that it comes out correctly. So what I have is I have my hair, it's really damp, and I'm just spraying some leave-in. This is Biolage, one of my favorite leave-ins. Very light, it's not heavy on the hair, it doesn't add any stiffness. And I'm just saturating the hair as much as I possibly can. And what I do when I roller set is I always start off with a wide tooth comb, because I always have quite a bit of tangles from, you know, the wash. And then I kind of work the tangles out as slowly as I possibly can without causing much damage. And then I also have a little bit of my hair fixer that I'm going to add to each individual piece. And the hair fixer, for those of you who don't know, I did a 6-part series on my blog. It's a wonderful product to help kind of add some strength to the hair. My hair tends to break a lot, so the hair fixer is just a wonderful addition to what I use, especially during roller sets. And for those of you who haven't read the review, I have a really detailed review, including pictures of how much hair I lost the very first time I started roller setting with it, and the difference 6 weeks later. It's a really, really awesome tool. So now with the underhand, what you do, hopefully I can get this on the camera, take the roller, wrap the hair around. You still have to make sure the ends are smooth, because if the ends aren't smooth in the beginning, they're not going to be smooth when you take the roller out. And you just proceed to roll underhand and use your hands to kind of guide the roller setting process, making sure everything's smooth, making sure the hair's not bunched up in the middle so it dries evenly. And the great part about this is that, I mean, as long as you get all the hair, you know, within the roller, it's pretty much a foolproof, no fail method. So when you have a lot of new growth on the edges, this is a perfect method because the roller kind of lays flat up against the new growth. Sometimes on the overhand method, when you roll it, the new growth is still kind of exposed to the heat, and you're just hoping that, you know, you roll tight enough for it to dry straight. But with this method, you use the roller to help you create a straighter new growth, and it just really makes that whole, you know, trying to have a pretty roller set process work a lot better for you. So again, I'm adding the leave-in and a little bit more hair fixer. Now with this method, I find that I don't have to be as perfect with the parts and as perfect with, you know, how each strand looks as when I do the regular overhand. Like with the overhand, what happens is the hair, again, this is the overhand method, the hair remains exposed. All this has to be extremely perfect. Otherwise, if it's not, when it dries, if it doesn't dry just right, then it's going to mess up with what you're trying to do. Underhand, it's the hair underneath that's laying out front. So this is the hair that's going to normally be on top. So it's going to stay straight with the help of the roller. And so it's all protected inside the roller, and this is what's going to be exposed to the heat. And again, when you take it down, nobody's going to really see that. It'll take a little more work to get that finished look at the end. So, but again, it's easier up front, and it's a better method. It's a little more foolproof. I don't use it every time, but sometimes I find that, you know, it helps. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue working on this, and then I will meet you guys a little later when I'm all dry, and then see how it looks and how we're going to style it. Okay, so here I am with the finished product. I just took all my rollers out, and now I'm going to rub just a little bit of oil. I mix shea oil with jojoba. Shea oil, for those of you who don't use it. It's a really nice, creamy, extremely moisturizing oil. So right now the roller set pretty much looks like any other normal roller set would look like. The only difference is that with the rolling underhanded, as you can see, it's pretty flat in a lot of areas, so it's going to make for wearing a straight style much easier. So normally when I do the other method, when I roll overhand, the entire hair is like huge. So with this way I have, just a few that I did over just to get some lift and some body here. But here, if I want to kind of straighten it out and just wear bumpy on the ends, it won't be that difficult. So I'm going to do what I normally do whenever I roller set. I put my hair in some large kind of pin curls, and then I tie down. And then when I'm done, I take the pin curls down, and I have straight hair for the most part. By the way, when I tie it down, it'll take care of a lot of the new growth. Sometimes when it's really bad, I will sometimes do a quick blow dryer to the edges just really fast, and that just helps smooth it down before I tie it down. But for now, you see it's already pretty much straight. If any of you guys want to wrap, feel free to wrap the hair. It's whatever you want to do. Whenever I do this, it's not pretty, folks. It's just my quick way to taming the hair, getting some of the bigness out of the roller set, and I'm just really creating a few pin curls, or large loose buns would be another way to describe it. So what I'm doing is I'm just putting my hair in large pin curls after the wash. And what the pin curls does, as you can see, I'm taking this one down, it helps preserve the curl that I have at the bottom without having like this big roller set hair. So like with this side, I really don't pay particular attention to how it looks at the time. It's just a really loose bun, and I tie it down. And the whole point of tying it down and doing this is I keep this beautiful curl that a roller set creates, but I don't have to worry about having big grandma hair from the roller. So something like this is fine, and sometimes I'll just check it in like half an hour, so I'll actually take this loose, take down the hair, see what it's looking like. If I like the way the curls are holding, I continue. If not, I reshape it, redo the buns, and then start over. So I'm just going to tie this down, and then basically do some housework, whatever. Then in a couple hours I will have very moisturized hair. The wrap works to keep that moisture in. Really good technique for me. It works really well. Sometimes I'll tie it up here too, just to help kind of further flatten the new growth that might be here. Just going to tie this back in. Alright guys, so this is the result of the roller set that I did, the underhanded roller set. I took it down probably a little earlier than I normally do, but as you can see, the curls are very prominent. I like the fact that, I don't have the big poofy roller set hair. Now, it's still kind of poofy at the roots, but as I tie it down night after night, in the same buns, it's going to get flatter and straighter and better. But for right now, what I enjoy about this is the curl that I can create without a flat iron or without any styling tools. It's just that roller set, and it's loose, it's easy, it's really easy to take care of. The hair is moist. It's a pretty good result. So this is how I do my roller sets every weekend. I also, before bed, I do the same buns, and that's how I take care of the hair. Hope you guys like it. This is, for me, it's the only way to go. I don't use any heat. I don't use the flat irons anymore. You can also wrap as another option. So again, I hope you guys like it. Thanks for watching, and to my subscribers, you guys are all beautiful. Thank you very much. I love you all. Bye-bye.
Yeah, we can do this.